applause as we welcome Rakesh Khanna.
Good evening, folks. Pleasure to be here today, and I promise to keep this short. I'm between you and the awards and dinner, so no more than 15 minutes, okay? So bear with me. When I started my career, I thought HR was a cushy job, okay? I used to see these guys relax, sending happy birthday mails, payslip queries, until HR started reporting to me when I became Chief Operating Officer of Syntel. That's where I realized the magnanimity of the task and the complexity of the task. So I can definitely relate to what each one of you goes through on a daily basis. And I want to share a few lessons, what I have learned as CEO, as an employee, and also as a leader on the role and contributions of HR. So I don't have any Harvard case studies to share with you, nothing very exotic, but I definitely want to share a few simple examples of my own experience, which I believe makes an HR leader from good to great and makes him or her agile. The first example, when I joined Syntel in 2005, on day one, I was president of FSI. When I reached SEEPS, which again, if you worked in SEEPS, it looks a little bit like Beirut in Lebanon. It's like a bombed city. I mean, if you see the infrastructure, it was collapsing even back then in 2005. But anyway, so I reached my office and I have this beautiful cabin ready and waiting for me to kind of occupy as president. I have a brand new laptop on my desk. I even have a secretarial cabin assigned and a secretary ready on day one. And this was my first lesson. My boss, Keshav, right? He was, again, you may know him, ex-CEO of WNS, and they did the Capgemini deal. But this was my first lesson. Treat senior people and all people with respect. I really appreciate and I remember that as my first very positive impression of Syntel, right? And it's a great beginning. Now, after a great beginning, in the first 2 weeks, what happened was all my direct reports resigned. I'm not kidding you. I had 8 direct reports, one in Phoenix, Arizona, one in New York, and 6 in India, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. All 8, one by one, slowly gave some excuse and started resigning. Maybe they wanted my job. I don't know, because Keshav got me as a lateral from outside. So there seemed to be some discontent with the leaders who were already in the system. And at that time, again, I had an HR leader who joined me. His name was Sujay Putran. Some of you may know him. A fantastic guy, right? A young, and I really call him an agile HR leader. And he came to me and he says, "Boss, let's work on this, right? This is 2 weeks into the job, and I have nobody to report. I have nobody who's kind of going to report to me, right? I have like 7,000 people in the team, but all my top leadership had vanished." And then I had 3 options. I could either go to Keshav like a crybaby and say, "Keshav, what have you got me into, right? I have nobody to, who's going to report to me from now on." So that was option 1. Option 2 was to apply somewhere again, right? I was in the market. I had just got recently headhunted into this role. And option 3 was to do something about it. And that's really where Sujay and I kind of sat together for a couple of days. And this idea came from Sujay. He told me, "Boss, let's take bet on some of the next level people, okay?" And we kind of promoted 16 of them. We needed 8 roles, but the idea was to have 2 people compete for each of those roles, right? So we kind of bumped up 16 people internally to take on those roles. And from there on, we were actually able to not only stabilize the business, but we were able to really send a very strong signal down the rank and file that we are going to believe in internal promotion. So words speak louder than, actions speak louder than words, right? So that sent a very strong signal. And this is my lesson number 2, that HR's job is to make business successful. In fact, I will go to the extent of saying they saved us from collapsing. The business was literally going to collapse unless we had done some of this in a rapid fire, in a very kind of a quick, I would say, exigency. Now, in November 2016, 3 things happened. Narendra Modi demonetized the Indian rupee. Donald Trump got elected for the first time, and Rakesh Khanna became CEO of Syntel. So November 2016 was a landmark month. And not only that, the stock, in fact, one of the reason I became CEO, because we had issues in the sense, the previous management team had missed guidance to the street 3 quarters in a row. Our stock was getting hammered. Analysts were really writing bad things about us. Customers started threatening to leave us. And that's where the board decided to make a change. And that's where they asked me if I would like to take the role. And I kind of obviously jumped at the opportunity. So this was a big deal, right? I became CEO. And on day one, my chairman calls me and says, Rakesh, I have one message for you, okay? As CEO, everybody will tell you what a great job you're doing. Please don't start believing them. So this is lesson number 3. And my vice chairman calls and says, I have also a message for you, Rakesh, right? As CEO, okay, be nice to people, especially junior people. If they write to you or if they're trying to contact you, that means they've tried everything and failed. So you are probably their last resort. This is again lesson number 4. And some of these concepts I've tried to kind of imbibe and live with, during my career. And I'm sharing with this, hopefully some of this is also useful to you. But like I said, the stock was at an all-time low, $16. Syntel stock, we were listed on NASDAQ, right? And there again, HR comes to my rescue. Arun, Anthony, Sriram, some of you may know these are HR stalwarts working with me in Syntel at that time. And we said we'll lock ourselves in a room for in a hotel like Fisherman's Cove for 3 days. I took my management team and 3 days of brainstorming in November and getting the team together and shuffling them a little bit, right? In the sense, making sure that the right talent is running the right position for the company. And lo and behold, 2 years later, October 2018, we actually sold Syntel to Atos. Goldman Sachs did the deal, and I was kind of obviously doing the road shows with them for $41 a share. Okay, so it's $3.4 billion deal. So from $16 to $41, and I don't claim credit, although as CEO I got a lot of credit, but I would say it was a team effort. Really what we did in November in kind of reshuffling the portfolios, making sure, equipping the folks to get the job done, that to me was a very phenomenal, I would say, secret sauce of delivering results, right? So anyway, so these are the 4 or 5 lessons that I wanted to share with you. And finally, a couple of words. My teenage son told me about being a GOAT, greatest of all times. I'm sure some of you know about this. And I have converted that acronym into really what I believe is a management acronym, G for growth. If you can focus on these 4 aspects of business, growth, O for operating margin, AI, the buzzword of today, and T for talent, right? If you can get these 4 together, moving in the right direction, you got it licked. You're going to hit the ball out of the park every time, so long as you support business to achieve these 4 or rather enable, in this direction. And I'm really a very big believer. To win in the marketplace, you must first win the workplace. Okay, so this is so important. I have a video now to share with all of you. I've been very inspired by Jack Welch leadership style. So in conclusion, I want to show you this. So again, bear with me. It's a 5 minutes, a bit long video, but I hope that you like it and take away a few good, positive, things from this, right? So maybe have the video, please.
What is the role of a leader? Well, the first one clearly is to be the chief meeting officer. To let everyone in the place know where you're going, why you're going there, and most importantly, what's in it for them to get there with you. People like to talk about where they're going, why they're going there, but they always leave out the third thing. When you come into a new job and you say, we want to change. Change is great. We got to do it. You forget people hate change. You got to explain what's in it for them to change with you. So be the chief meaning officer and give meaning to every one of those people that are out there doing that job so that they understand why you're going where you're going. And they know what's in it for them. Better job, more pay, more flexibility, maybe nothing if you can't say nothing. But you got to understand that's one of them. Another part of a job, your job is to not give all these directives and not be the person getting rid of the clutter. Getting rid of clutter is a huge deal. You can't all of a sudden have bureaucracy. Let's go here, let's go there, then have 20 rules to stop the employees from getting there. You've got to break down all those little silos that occur, all those little bureaucrats who are checking the boxes in some layers, slowing you down. You've got to be the person we always use this analogy of curling. You see it every 4 years in the Olympics with the broom out in front of the thing. You've got to be brooming away the stuff that's in the way. You've got to be the chief broomer out there to get rid of things so people can act and do things. You've got to have, if you want to be, in my experience, and I've looked at thousands of managers in my lifetime, you've got to have a generosity gene. It's got to be in your body. You got to love to see people promoted. You can't have a jealous vein where you can't, oh, Joe got promoted and I should have got that job, or Mary got this and Pete should have got it, or whatever. You got to enjoy people's success. You got to love people's success. You got to get in their skin and really be excited as hell for them. You got to love to give raises. You got to be turned on giving bonuses. It's got to make you feel great. And not, geez, I gave him a bonus and I didn't get one that big. None of those feelings. You got to just get over them. And if I look at all the leaders I've seen, the best ones I've seen have this generosity gene. Ask yourself, do you have it? Or do you have a little small gene in there that's killing you to give raises, killing you to see other successes and jealous in your body? You can't have it. Brush it out, clean it out. And then do you go to work every day, finally, to really have fun? Are your people having fun? Find all kinds of ways to win. There are small victories all the time and celebrate every one of them. We found a way to bring a keg in on everything. Find a way to make little victories big victories. And if you get a lot of little victories, you'll get a big victory when you add them all together. But think of the job that way. Work is fun. And your job is to make it fun if you're a leader. Don't be some grinding horse's ass. If you're a bore, slap yourself. Think of the excitement and fun you can have in your job. Make it fun. Be the chief fun officer. So in my view, you've got a huge responsibility, most of you. God gave you a job where you are responsible for people's lives. It's a big deal. You got families you're responsible for. Make it a big success for them. You got one of the luxuries of life to impact people's lives. Grab it, squeeze it, and take advantage of it.